Yeah, you're fine, David. You're fine. Hi. Yeah, I... Yeah. Um, one day that you're home to watch. I know. I... We do have something going on later, so it's a shorter stream. But I've been keeping this one in my back pocket for a bit. Um, the first thing I want to do, actually, is we should have a bit of background music. There we go. Um, my gorgeous, amazing, beautiful wife got me something for Valentine's Day, and I want to show it off a little bit. My hair is a mess. Ah! Anyway, she got me a light that is a frog with a cowboy hat. So I want to plug this in real quickly. And show it off. Where is the USB port? There it is. Right. So here's the frog. Oh, it's so bright, the camera! What if I hold it a bit further back? Nope, the camera just... It's just... Yeah, it is a bright light, though. But it's kind of like a neon light sort of thing. And so you can see there's the frog. So... it says there's this clear back that I need to remove first. Remove this transparent protective film carefully before use. I don't know what film it's talking about. But I love this frog. And it's a frog light, you know? So the first thing I needed to do was figure out, he does not have a name yet. I do need to give him a name, but I also need to figure out where he's gonna go, because I want him actually somewhere that you guys can see him. Maybe not all the time, but just somewhere that you guys can see him would be nice. So I need to figure out a good place that is both where you guys can see him and is near an outlet. So I was kind of thinking I might move my Millennium Falcon that's over here, and so he would be right up here, right? So I don't know how good that would be. I don't know if that would be like the right spot for you guys. But behind my shelf here, that has a few things like Rubik's Cubes and a couple of Nerf guns and some Legos on it, I thought it'd be good to have him right behind it. But then, like I said, it says there's like a clear protective film on it, and I don't know what it is. I am accepting names. I don't have a name for him yet. I'm accepting names, but I'm only accepting good names. So that means that the name has to be some form of pun. Jeremy is not a pun. So, but I like. So for those who don't know what this is the like a U.S. patent for the Millennium Falcon. So I like hanging it up in my office. It was a gift from my mother a long time ago. A long time being like a couple Christmases back. Is that good? Can you guys see him? No, you can't really see him there. Let me see how that... Yeah, you can't, like, unless I angle him up a bit more. Oh, and then you can see Jeb, too. But if I'm right here... Actually, yeah, that might be a good spot. So, I may do it right there. Hi, Jebby boy. Hi, big guy. Mwah! Okay. Ribert instead of Robert. Ribert is good. Roberto. But he's also a cowboy. So does he need like a cowboy name? Not Roberto? Why not Roberto? Sheriff Ribert? Why not Roberto? I like Roberto. Do these work? No. Yeah, my dad got these like little command strip thingies, and these I don't think would work very well. You don't feel Roberto? I feel Roberto. You know this is not food, right, dog? She thinks it's food. Oh, you are feeling Roberto now, huh? I can't get these little command strips undone. No, I mean, hey. Maybe I'll let him grow up and decide what he wants his own name to be. Ah, that would work. He told me he wants to be named Roberto. Toad? No. Hi! What's up? You just want the plastic Artemis, don't you? It's pronounced Todd, but Toad. Hey, stop doing that. You're not on OnlyFans. Artemis was scratching on the cat post. Alright. So if I put him right here, like right there's a good spot for it. Can I move it over? Ah! Okay. Dog, you were fine. Hey! There we go. Okay, so now I need to clean off my desk a little bit. Okay, so the other thing is I need to go and find a, wall adapter. So that way I can plug him in and turn him on. I also need to take all of these things away. So that way someone does not chew on them, and that someone is Artemis, because she likes to chew on things. Alright. Do I have a power block anywhere? Okay. Hi, dog. Hi, dog. Yes, you are. You are dog. You are dog. Hello. I know. Ma'am. Ma'am. Do you mind? Bonk. Hey! Please stop trying to lick my glasses. Do I still keep an old power block in here? Hey! Stop it! Oh man, dealing with a bunch of pets in the house is not ever fun. Oh! He fell! Oh my gosh. Yep, I'm gonna have to do a different route then for hanging him up. One that is not command strip reliant. Okay, I found a nail. A singular nail. Stay! Okay, now, like I said, back to the original issue. Finding a power block, which I somehow don't have. I somehow have. Oh, never mind. That's. Oh, wait, is that a power block? No, what is this? I don't know what this is. Okay. Artemis is on my desk doing a big stretch. Hey, wife, are you in the stream? Or are you doing your own thing?
Come on.
I don't know, wife is in a stream. It says she's here? Well, wife, I'm wondering if you have a spare power brick. Ugh, I need a wall outlet to USB. Might keep one in some of my old backpacks. One in there. Next one. Found earmuffs in my old backpack. That's a weird one. Look at him. He's so handsome back there. Oh, I love the frog. I love him. Yeah, like I said, it was a Valentine's Day gift from my beautiful, amazing, gorgeous wife. Hello, dog. Maybe I keep one somewhere in here? Negative, Ghost Rider. I'm gonna go pester my wife. Alright, chat, this just in. She did not have one, so I am out here shooting blanks. That's a phrase that I've been told I should not be using, and I know I shouldn't be. It just keeps on accidentally coming out. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. Hello, doggy dog. Okay, what does this run to? That's my power cord. How have I run out of USB blocks? This is so weird, guys. Usually I have so many. They're in the garage. And it's cold in the garage. I don't want to go into the garage. Ma'am. Why? Why? Alright, back up. Hi, Reft. Ma'am, hey, 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 hey. Back up. Ma'am. Back up. I don't want you on me. Hey. No. Sit. Thank you, ma'am. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I don't have... Give me a second. Someone's at the door. sorry about that, guys. Yeah, someone came by and rang the doorbell. Basically, they're doing construction on the neighborhood's internet. One of the telecom companies is going through and upgrading their fiber. So, but they needed to come by and let me know. I also found an outlet. I'm gonna see if it works. Hopefully, this doesn't blow anything up. If it does, surely I'm able to sue for liability. So I'm gonna start by suing my own wife. Okay. Hey! Look at him! You can't even see him, he's so bright! I love him! He's just a blur! Ah, he's perfect, and I love him. I hear Abby yelling at me, but I cannot hear her because I'm wearing headphones. Here, I'm gonna adjust my camera a little bit. Right. You can't even see what it is. I love him. I have to check something though. Let me check. I edit my filter? We're trying a few options here. Why is that so much? Ah, perfect! Yeah, I'm not fully sure how to make it sharper. Abby, it's an on-off switch, so no. Unless I'm missing something over here, but it's straight up just on or off. So, not really much I can do there. But, it's just a blur behind me. I wonder if it'll look better in nighttime. Like, I can try turning off all my other lights, see if that affects something, maybe? Dog is getting upset that she can't look out the window right now. No, it doesn't help. It makes it look a lot nicer, but it does not help. That's just a bright blur. Like, you guys cannot tell what it is. Like, I know what it is. I know it's a frog wearing a cowboy hat. So he needs a name. I am taking name suggestions, but oh, he is a gorgeous and handsome boy. Boop. I really think the only way I could fix it is something with the camera, maybe. So okay, so here people have done like crazy work on it, online and shown everything off. So, okay, okay, I did not want to. I don't want to talk about this, but I wanted I want to talk about something that has happened to me in the past. And before I do that, um I whew, okay. So I guess the first thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that we're over halfway through February, and I've streamed every single day in February. And I've enjoyed it. It's been good. It's been nice to talk and hang out and stream. But also, every day is a lot. And I knew that going into February. And I plan on finishing out February streaming every single day. But going forward in the future, I think I'm going to reduce that amount to maybe 3 times a week. If, if I can get a big enough people watching or enough people watching that it would bring in a secondary source of income, it would be more frequent. And that'd be nice. Just laying my cards out on the table. That would be amazing. I would love being able to do something like that for you guys. But right now I can't. And it's why some of these streams are a lot shorter, kind of spur of the moment decisions, because I have a job. And because I have a job, I need to focus on that job. And focusing on that job means doing the hours, going whenever I can, that sort of thing. And so being able to stream more often for you guys would be very nice. Whether it's longer streams or even a consistent streaming time, it'd be amazing to do. And I already can do that, sort of, but I think in March I'm going to be doing something more like that. Bless you, dog. Bless you, puppy. But the main reason I wanted to talk today, bless you, is kind of the focus of the stream is mental health related. Whew. Okay. So, for those who don't know, I'm 25. I'm nearly 26. I don't know who is going to be coming through the stream and hearing me talk, but the first thing I do want to make sure people know of is that I have had a lot of issues with mental health in the past. Depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. It's rough. It is not fun. And the specific story I want to tell today actually revolves around how I met one of my close friends, Luna Willowind. She's I don't think she's in the stream right now. She might actually be working, but like I said, she is one of my closest and nearest and dearest friends to me. And we actually met almost a decade ago by now, online on a Minecraft server, ironically. And I'm comfortable saying the name of the server because it has since shut down. but the name of the server was called Prestigious MC, or PGMC is the shorthand for it. And I joined because a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, you should join this Minecraft server with me. I play on it a lot, and you should play on it too." And I was like, "Hey, you know what? I enjoy playing Minecraft. I'll play Minecraft with you. Sure, sure, John." Um, and so I got on the server, and it was small. I mean, it was frequenting 6 people per day, 6 to 10, depending on time zones and seasons and things like that. But my point is, it was small. And because it was so small, it was a very tight knit community. And May was actually staff on that server. She was a mod. And I I have always had this yearning and this struggle to be more, to be like quote unquote higher up on a power ladder sort of thing. And what it kind of relates to is I become staff in a lot of places. I push to be staff. I push to be higher up in Discord servers, Minecraft servers, even a couple of Gary's Mod servers in the past. Like I just have always been kind of that person. And it's a bit of a negative thing that I try to twist in a positive way. If I'm just being blunt, if I'm being honest about it. But I did that on this server where I applied to be a moderator. And I applied 3 or 4 separate times, and I was denied every time. I was never told why I was denied. That was just part of the process, as they would never tell me, or they would not tell anyone who applied, this is why you were denied. It was just, in fact, you weren't even told if you were denied. The only reason I was told is because I was close friends with May. She would kind of tell me, hey, yeah, they're going with someone else this time. But after a bit of time, the staff sort of started to change out. Not even sort of, it was. The two main admins plus the owner. The owner very rarely ever actually got on the server. He let someone else do all of the running, and he just got all the income. And thinking back about it, it was screwed up because he was getting thousands of dollars in a month of income, and the entire staff was doing everything for free. Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
I was just letting the dog out and then seeing if that thing has a brightness setting.
I told you it doesn't.
I didn't hear.
You didn't listen to me?
I didn't.
You don't listen to me?
I listen to you sometimes.
Sure. Um, but I don't know why Abby walking. I've never fully told out the story, and I don't know why, but Abby coming in here just made me uncomfortable. Like that's how rough of a story this is for me.
What story are you telling?
You've never even heard it.
I'm in your stream.
I know, but are you listening?
I wasn't.
Yeah, it's just something that I'm so uncomfortable with that, like I said, I haven't ever really told anyone. You might have heard bits and pieces. The only other person who knows the full story is May, and that's because she was there.
Let me let the dog back in so I don't hear it.
Okay.
Let me turn on the sound.
Okay. Abby wants to hear the sound, and so I'm gonna just rewind a little bit. Um, hopefully she will just shoot a message whenever she is around. So she is here and she turned on the sound. I'm also gonna close my office door. Hi, Debbie boy. Okay, so like I said, just a bit of a recap. I was 16, 17, right around there, and I had found and joined a Minecraft server called Prestigious MC, PGMC, and that's where May was a mod, and I wanted to help out the server. That's like I said, I usually have a yearn for power, where I want to be towards the top of a chain of command. I don't know why, it just always happens that way. And even when I don't try, I still kind of end up pursuing that path. And so I applied for mod, I want to say 4 individual times. And every time I applied, I got denied. And like I said, their procedure is you were not told you were denied, you just got ghosted. The only reason I found out is because May was a mod. She was on the staff team, and she kept me on the inside pretty much. Um, and so after a couple years, maybe the main admins had been so inactive that the server was starting to suffer. And I'll just call the admins K and K, the two Ks, right? And so that spurred the owner to bring on a different admin. They were not 3Ks. There was a third admin, but he's a different story. Um, but the 2Ks were so inactive, they were busy playing other things. Um, and so he brought on a different admin who was even younger than I was. He was 15 whenever he was brought on as an admin. And like I said, all the staff that worked for this server did it for free. It was community work, and this owner made thousands of dollars in a month, and the staff did never even bring up getting paid or anything like that. Partially because the owner was in the UK and the staff was from all over the world, and then you get into business, and I can kind of understand, but like the staff didn't even get discounts on things. And this server was heavy pay to win. You could pay for um, a custom rank that was 200 US dollars. And that included getting tons of things like extra ender chest storage and the ability to fly, the ability to set your own nickname, but also the ability to create nearly infinite protection zones, where normally to get those nearly infinite protection zones, you either have to A, ask for staff and pay in-game money for it, and hope that the staff is nice enough to do it, or B, rank up through the ranks that they have, like earning in-game ranks, but to do that would take at least 3 years of playtime, and even then you have to be playing almost consistently every day. So the server was heavy monetized, and because it was heavily monetized, the owner made a lot of money, and I think that was a big push towards some of the staff kind of ghosting in a bit. And the staff, the two admins, K and K, had created tons of events in the past. Christmas, Halloween, St. Patrick's, Valentine's Day. There was even an Olympic event that was created by these people where they were just like, let's bring the community together. They did great work. They really did. Meanwhile, the owner was never anywhere to be seen. And after K and K were gone with the wind and replaced by this young admin, one of the first things he did is he made me a moderator. And then after he made me a moderator, and there were other staff changes going on, but after he made me a moderator, there was another admin around, and those two, the two new admins, I'm going to call them the Scandinavian admins, because they both were from, well, I think one Sweden, one Norway, but they were Scandinavian. And they took charge of the server for a few months at the least. And in the meantime, May and I, we were both mods together. But then the same thing happened where this young admin, who was 15, maybe 16 at the time, ghosted. Just kind of ghosted the server, and once again, the server was left high and dry. And the Halloween event was coming up, and there was no admin to take charge of it. And so I reached out to the owner directly, actually on Facebook. I had him as a friend on Facebook mainly because I was friends with his significant other, and that's a whole nother story. But I reached out to him and I'm like, hey, you know, I'd like to apply for the position of admin. I've noticed that we've been lacking on admins for a bit. They kind of keep on vanishing. I'd like to apply for position of admin under one condition. I'd like May to be an admin with me because I can do the technical side of stuff. She can do the creative side of stuff. That was genuinely it. And for those who have seen in-game Minecraft, you know May can be a very creative person. And hopefully you can see I can be a very technical person. And with our powers combined, we could create really cool things. And we have in the past. Well, the entire time this was going on, there was people causing issues on the server. Just general staff stuff. But the issue is there was one person who had the username, we'll say Bruce Wayne, right? And he and his group of croonies would always push the boundaries of what he could do without getting in trouble. We're talking, he would go, like for the summer event thing that we held, he would go to the archery range, memorize the exact placement of his crosshair, write it down in, like, message it him to himself, like whisper it to himself, and then whenever he would actually perform, he would get a perfect score. And it wasn't necessarily against the rules because practice was allowed, but it was frowned upon by the entire staff. And so it was that, and they were always very toxic whenever they were on. It's the only way that can be described as they were very toxic about everything. And this continued once I was mod, and then once I became admin, one of the first things, like one of the first rules I enacted is I pretty much put down my foot and I said, hey, mods, new rule, you can ban people if they are just a general detriment to the staff and to the server. And that's exactly, like, the entire mod team and the staff team was like, hey, this is a great idea. And so that was one of the first things I did as an admin. And so we banned a couple of those croonies, some of the worst ones. So then they started using a different IP. They would get on the server or get onto the forums, because back then Discord was not a big thing. We used a forums called Engine, and they would spam a photo of me that they found online where I had shaved all my hair. My junior year in high school, I shaved all my hair. They uploaded that image everywhere and just spammed the words "not my admin," and it was bullying. It was straight up bullying, and obviously no one thought it was good. No one thought it was funny except for like that little group. And this just kind of caused a little snowball where we would ban a couple more people, and then a couple more people, and then a couple more people. Come to find out, a couple people that were involved in the entire situation were mods on our mod team. And because of the situation, myself and May, and by then we had two other admins, we all talked about it and we said we're going to remove this guy as a mod. This shark, he's being removed as a mod. And I said I also want to enact a new tier of moderation called the helper. So there's a third tier, helper, moderator, admin. And it's basically kind of like a precursor, a warm-up, to the actual moderation team. So that way we can also keep an eye on them. They don't have full permissions and all this sort of thing. And the entire time we were working on Halloween events, we created an entire new Halloween event. I created new bosses using some of the custom plugins. And May created a whole new area, and we even got some of the mods and the other admins to work on it, and we created that. And like I said, we created an Olympic event that, whenever I hosted that year, was the most well-received one. We received, I think we peaked at 60 people, but we averaged around 40 to 50 people that year for a whole week. It was the biggest spike in the entire server's history. And I'm not saying I'm taking all credit, but I like to think I was the push for that because I created new mini games instead of reusing the old ones. And I just kind of incentivized everyone to get set up a lot more. We even had a market out front of the Grand Stadium that was made that people could buy a stall and set up their own little shops there. We did all sorts of things there. And so the entire time that I'm straight up running the server, I was even doing troubleshooting on the back end. I was updating plugins. I was doing everything for this owner who all he did was he runs the server. He owns the domain. That was it. And the entire time, the amount of people that are playing and getting on the server and having fun is going up. We're seeing new people every day. Every day. And then we had a red flag person come by. A person joined. They hung out for a bit. And then after a bit, they instantly bought that $200 roll. The one that I mentioned earlier on, that gets you tons of benefits. But then, he also gifted this roll to other people, and he spent about $2,000 worth of money in a day on the server. And then he messaged me directly and said, hey, I'd like to buy an admin role. And I was just like, absolutely not. That's not going to happen. And he's like, okay, fine. And then he reached out to another admin, who happened to be May, and was like, hey, I want to buy a staff role. And then started cursing her out and calling her sexist things. And that's a lot more May's story. But, and funnily enough, his in-game username was General Grievous from Star Wars. But May was just like, absolutely not, and then banned him. Rightfully so. She followed the directions that was given to her. She created a log about it. She banned him. She IP banned him to make sure none of his other IPs could join, or none of his other accounts could join, because this guy had like 7 user accounts. And then that's when things started to get a little upset. Because the owner reached out to me and said, hey, did you ban this guy? I was like, yes, the staff banned him. May banned him because of the things that he said. Here are the logs. We showed him the logs and he said, okay, and he goes, okay. And then he unbanned him. And we're just like, why did you unban him? He goes, and the owner just said, I feel like it was unjust. It wasn't even a full day before he was banned again, this time by May again, for the same thing. And this time, I just told the owner, hey, we're not unbanning him. He is harassing our staff. I'm not putting up with that. And the owner's just like, okay. A month and a half goes by, and this other person gets on the server. And a similar situation happens. They join. They just buy the custom role for themselves. But their name was Cord, right? And we did all of the investigating that we could. We thought it was fishy. We found no link between the two. That's the end of that thread. There was no link between the two as far as we knew. This person was a lot nicer. A lot friendlier about everything. And after 2 months, she frequented the server. She was on all the time. She was helping people out. She was being super friendly. And then she applied for staff role. And we were looking for a new helper at the time. So I'm just like, hey, yeah, let's Let's do that. Let's make this person a staff. Is everyone in agreement? That was another big part, is everyone on the staff team has to agree to promoting someone. And it was not just me or just May saying, hey, I like this person, let's promote them. It was everyone on the staff team. First, the admins discussed it, the 4 admins. And if we all 4 agreed, then we would take it to the mods. And if all the mods agreed, we would then bring it up with the helpers. And then it was 13, probably 12, 13 people total that all needed to agree to get this one person on. She was said yes by everyone. She was brought on, and then we started to notice a couple of mysterious things happening. The owner actually started getting a lot more active. Not necessarily on the server, but he would start updating plugins, or he would actually start changing plugins. He changed one of the plugins without telling anyone, just said, hey, I changed from this plugin to this plugin. Or I installed this new crate plugin, so now we have access to more crates. I installed this plugin, I updated this plugin, all of these sorts of things. And then, come to find out that this new staff person, this Cord, she is paying off the owner to do things, such as changing plugins, or banning certain people, unbanning other people, even taking control of people's areas who have been inactive for a while. And I was like, this is messed up. And it was all hearsay. We didn't have any proof. We couldn't bring any proof. And then I woke up one morning to May calling and sobbing frantically. And, you know, by now we'd been hanging together for years. And she's calling and sobbing frantically on, I think we were on Discord by now, but it might have still been Skype if we're honest. But she's sobbing frantically and said, you and I were just banned from the server. And my genuine response was, what the fuck? What did we do? So I reached out to the owner on Facebook. He blocked me on Facebook after I messaged him. So I reached out to him on Discord, and he blocked me on Discord. The only way we found out what had happened is he made a public post in the newly created Discord that he created for the Minecraft server that said, I have demoted Ethan Starslinger and Luna Willowwind because of mental health reasons. The mental health reasons he was talking about is earlier that month I had been diagnosed with depression. And I told him this in private and in confidence, just like, hey, heads up, this is what I'm dealing with right now. I may not be the most reliable. And he used that as an excuse for the public. But then he told the entire staff a different story and said, hey, I have demoted and banned these two because I was tired of Ethan's manipulative behavior and Luna was just his puppet. Which was just a lie. I may have pushed for things that I wanted, but I never did any major changes without asking the entire staff, and May was definitely not my puppet. In fact, for those of you that have interacted with May, you should know if she doesn't want to do something, she's impossible to control. And everyone knew that on the staff team and throughout the server. But what had happened is, and this kind of came to fruition in the staff team, he was paid off to ban us, to get rid of us, because I had done something. I don't even remember what, but I had done something that had upset Cord. our newest helper, our newest member of the staff team, this newest person that I put my trust into. And I was just, I genuinely, we were shocked, taken aback. And so I started doing some digging. And I did more digging. And I did more digging. Come to find out, he had been lying about the money, saying that he spent X amount on keeping the server up, when in actuality he was doing the entire server running for free. On top of that, he said he needed the money to take care of his kid. I had a conversation with a significant other, and it turns out he had not seen the kid in a couple of years because he was an emotionally manipulative person, and she did not want him around the kid. And all of this just starts to come out, but no one believes us. Because one of the first things he did after he banned me is he unbanned those cronies from earlier. And they started spreading fake images of us, of things that I had said, and things I had done, and things May had said and done, and all these sorts of things. And it was a whole shitstorm that happened. And around the time I was going to be going to college soon, I was going to be stepping down anyway. I was so shocked and taken aback by everything. I sent him a formal email telling him everything I have built on the server you have no right to use because it is my intellectual property. And if you use it, I will get a lawyer. I was not actually going to get a lawyer, but I wanted him to know that if he's going to go to extremes and use my mental health as a negative fashion for me, I will go to extreme lengths in return. It's not. I've done research on it since then. Things that are built on a Minecraft server, you could debate are considered an intellectual property on the internet, but it would have been his intellectual property because it was built on his server. He was not smart enough to know that. And I was so upset that I overreacted about it all. And so I come to find out after a couple weeks, a couple of the staff quit and actually quit the server because of the entire situation and made everything known to the community about the full story of what had happened. And B, not only did he not take away the stuff I made, he instead implemented it as his own, including some of the custom mobs that I have created or custom areas I had created, and said they were his own thing. And luckily, one of the other admins, the other Scandinavian admin, shut that down. Deleted the area, just like, hey, this is no longer his. Stop using it. It's not yours, you did not create it. And he even handed me the world files and the schematics for the things that we created, which I'm still so grateful for. After that whole situation, the 2Ks mysteriously came back to the server and started taking over things again. And I talked to one of the 2Ks about the situation, and he's just like, he's an idiot. And I come to find out the entire reason I had never been promoted in the past was because that 1K said I should not be made a mod. He wanted to take me in as his admin and train him. So this guy held me at a relatively high regard about it, everything. But after this entire situation, all he did was he was on the server if things broke, and that was it. He didn't keep the events up to date. He didn't create any new things. And in fact, whenever the owner was like, hey, I want to implement that, he's just like, okay, and then wouldn't do anything with it. The server just spiraled. And it shut down, I think, like 2 years later, maybe, because they refused to update to 1.13, which really dates at how long ago this was. Minecraft is now on 1.21. He refused to update to 1.13 because of tons of changes that was going on. But I've been holding on to that story for 7 years now. I was 18 or 19 whenever it finally ended, when the full story came to a conclusion. And it's scared me since then. It's given me trust issues since then, where I'm scared to trust people. Because what if that money incentive comes back? And because that money incentive comes back, I just get dropped again by someone. Or something else comes along, and they're like, okay, I'm done with you now. And it scared May too since then. May, like I said, she went through the exact same thing I did. She might have received it even worse because she was on that server even longer than I was. And it's just been rough. And it's hard to talk about now. But I'm talking about it to get it out into the air. So that way people know about it. And I'm not the only one, and May isn't the only one who has to hold on to it anymore. If you're one of the people who is involved in the whole situation, and you somehow end out seeing this, I'm sorry the whole situation happened. I myself did go too far in a couple of the situations, but I feel like I was not the only one to go too far. And I've put it behind me. I still am close friends with some of the people in there who I met on that server. There are some people in my Discord that I still interact with that I met on that server. Gordon is in my Discord. Skylar is in my Discord. They are two close people that I befriended through that server. And I know there are others there that exist. But I would be lying if I said that I'm not scared. I'm going to wake up someday and it's going to be there again. It's going to somehow come back and bite me. This owner or some other mysterious person is just going to show up and try to ruin my life again. Because I lost almost all of my friends during that situation. And they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me whenever I wanted to talk to them about it. They thought I was nothing but manipulative. And all I was doing was just trying to get my way. When all I wanted was the betterment of a server. But it's in the past now. And this is me talking about it getting it out in the air, making sure people know my past. They know that I've been through. And I'm not saying I was perfect and flawless in that situation. I messed up times. I I definitely said some things I regret saying about it as well. But I genuinely want it to be behind me. And that's how I'm doing this. By yelling it into the void at a 1080p resolution with a glow up frog behind me. And I can rest easy tonight knowing that no matter what happens, a glow up orb, but no matter what happens, I'm happy with where I am. I learned skills there that I've been able to translate. I'm actually a developer on one of the plugins that was used in that server. Because I showed up one time needing help. I started talking to the plugin developer, and now I'm a developer part of that plugin. Um, I learned skills such as how to FTP, file transfer protocol. I know how to do that sort of thing now. Um, but I think the most important thing that I learned is I learned how to trust. More so how to be careful of who I trust. So, if you know someone who's dealing with mental health in some way, don't don't use it as an excuse. Don't just throw them under the bus just to get what you want. If that's an extra buck or a step up a corporate ladder, just don't. It's not worth it. Because that person has to live with a mental and emotional scar for the rest of their life. But that's my story. That's the story I wanted to share today. That's the talk I wanted to have. It's it's something I wanted to do. It's something I wanted to get out there. And it feels good to get it out. So I'm happy. I'm happy with where I am. And I hope everyone who watches this can say the same thing. On a more lighthearted note, we do have a plan tonight to hang out with my dad. And we're going to be playing Magic the Gathering tonight. And so we have to get ready to go and whoop an old man's ass. So I'm going to already be winding down stream. I got the story out that I wanted to get out. But I uh I used to have a job at a bank. I lost it whenever a lady came in and asked me to check her balance and I pushed her over. Um Humor is what I always go to. Um Thank you guys for listening and hanging out. I don't know who's around. I know David's around. But for those who mysteriously find this video on the internet or already know my story, thank you guys. I appreciate you. You are loved, you are cared for. Take care of yourself. Take it easy. And everyone have a great day. I will chug water, don't worry, David.